Have you ever been stuck trying to figure out how to price your worth or price an hourly package when a client or a consulting lead reaches out to you and says,
how much is it going to cost?
I've been there myself and I have spent years making mistakes and blunders in understanding how to do this. And if we haven't met, my name's Daniel Mamba. I've been working as a freelance creator, transitioning to one that offers productized offers. And I hope that by the end of this video, I can convince you that it is no longer worth charging according to your hourly rate, but actually packaging up your knowledge and your expertise in the outcomes that you deliver. So first I'm going to show you the natural bottleneck that eventually happens when you charge by hour and how you can blow past that ceiling and actually scale yourself, whether you're a solopreneur or an agency owner, by packaging up preset deliverables that actually serve your client at a high level. All right, let's do this. Creative 1 and then creative 2. And I was to illustrate them here and say beginner and say this one's like advanced. Let's say 50 per hour. So what the actual rate is 50 per hour, right? But this one takes 10 hours to do the same deliverable. And this one takes, let's say 5 hours because they're more advanced, they're faster and they've done it before. So if you were doing a nominal payment or just a pure amount, this one would come out earning 500 and charging more, even though this one would be charging the same hourly rate, but they'd be getting less. And it doesn't make sense to penalize the more efficient and advanced creative, because at the end of the day, what a client is paying for is a result, is an outcome. And the faster you can deliver them the result, the higher is the actual perceived value. So it doesn't make sense that they'd be charging less for something that actually has a higher value for a client. It's like if you get from one city to the next in 2 hours or 1 minute, you'll take the 1 minute one any day because you have an inherent value on your time. Now you or the client may not know what that is, but intuitively that makes sense. That's why we pay for speed, even if it is often the higher priced option, because we make a mental trade-off that our time is priced higher than whatever the investment is in that case. So you're noticing that you're going to naturally hit this ceiling, this like earning ceiling, that it doesn't make any sense for you to incentivize or to become faster. And I was creative number one. When I started, I thought setting an hourly rate for a retainer would be easier. And then I was responsible for clocking the number of hours I was doing. Now I have an integrity and I have ethics, so I didn't lie. I did actually track honest hours. But I remember thinking after about 2 months of this retainer partnership, I was actually getting faster and more efficient at the same processes. I created systems, I had templates, I had SOPs. So the same amount of work that I started with was taking me a quarter the amount of time, but I was getting paid less to do it. So I was like my own worst enemy. And even though I had resentment, that may or may not have been at the client, it was actually at myself, because I realized I'd set up a pricing model or a business model that actually just wasn't sustainable. So let's change it up. Let's just say again, you have creative number 1 and creative number 2. Now, as a beginner, where you might go or see this happening is marketplaces like Fiverr or Upwork or any traditional freelancing in which you get charged, you charge a client by the hour. Creative number 2 is going to create what I call is a productized offer. All right, so taking root from the word product, that means it is pre-packaged, it is a preset agreed number of deliverables or scope of work if you are doing a service that is going to be standardized. There is obviously room for adjustment and for tailoring towards client to client, but overall, it's not based on the input that you're providing, but the actual output or the outcome that they are receiving. It is a predetermined outcome that you can rinse and repeat over and over again. Because you have expertise, because you have developed a particular skill set, and you're getting faster and more proficient at it, you have more confidence that you can deliver it over and over again. So client A gets that, client B gets that, client C gets that. Yes, all of these squares look slightly off, but it's mostly the same. And that outcome could be a preset number of deliverables, such as number of videos. That could be, if you're a website designer, number of pages. So you might sell a pre-package of 5 pages for their website, homepage, about us, FAQs, contact, and another miscellaneous page. Or it could be a particular outcome. So you may be helping them achieve, for example, a number of leads, a number of bookings, a certain number that relates to a key metric in their business that you've repeated and that you have confidence you can repeat over and over again. So it could be, let's say, your first 100 leads via whatever your channel is. And if you're an expert at SEO, if you're an expert at paid ads, if you're an expert with cold calling or cold DMs, you might have a system that gets them to their first 100. And in the process, you've trained them how to do it so they can continue doing it from that point onwards. But often it's that first stage that a lot of business owners would find really, really valuable in getting help and expertise and cutting all that learning curve that we all go through. So as a result, you know that the more and more you do this process, the more efficient you're going to be. So you have an incentive to decrease the number of hours it takes you to deliver this, and therefore to increase the number that you can sell, whether you are delivering them yourself, you're outsourcing, or you hire someone in your team. I obviously am a big proponent of the one-person business or a solopreneur model, where ideally I only just really want to work with 3 to 5 clients, but each their own, whatever you may choose. You might want to scale to an agency, you might want to manage a team. I simply, I'm at a point where my lifestyle is great. At 3 to 5 clients, I've tried to take on more. I might have earned more, but I was more stressed, and it, basically cascaded into every other aspect of my life. And so by creating these productized offers, you now have confidence to simply sell one solution to one problem to one avatar and do it over and over and over again. The more that you nail this result and you get better results for your clients, the better your case studies, the better your testimonials, the better then is your marketing, your content, showing others similar to your existing dream avatar what kind of results you got, making it easier in your sales conversations or your content marketing, even in your landing pages, to actually sell to them. So it eventually gets to a point where you become known for being a specialist at having one particular outcome that you do very, very well. That doesn't mean you become a specialist in the sense that that's all you do in your life, because running a business means you have to wear multiple hats at any given moment. What it now means is that you now feel empowered and really clear on what you do. You're not trying to start a project from scratch or have constant context switching between clients because you're a social media manager for one client and you're an outbound sales lead for another one and you're a website developer for a client. You just choose to do one thing. My problem in my first 2 or 3 years is I was trying to do too many things at once. I was too scattered, and I thought diversification was the approach I needed to do. Instead of being incredibly good at one thing, I became mediocre at lots, and I didn't really know what the zone was that I was actually getting the most bang for buck, until I actually got a bit of a heads up from my mentor about applying the Pareto principle in what I did and actually looking at the clients I most enjoyed working with, those that I was having the biggest impact. And I realized that there was actually a very small portion of clients that I enjoyed working with the most, that I was delivering the best results for, that were actually leading to the most recurring projects and ongoing retainer work. So I basically fired all my other clients. I just let them know that I was changing my services, and I was very amicable about them. I recommended them to others in my network, or I, where possible, gave them handover documents and basically just give everything that I'd done beforehand to them so that they could hand it on to a team or train someone if they needed to. And I just focused on the work that was the best to fulfill, work with the best clients, had the best results I was proud of, and that I could actually charge premium prices for as a result, because I was getting really, really good at it. So if you find yourself being creative number one that is bogged down and hourly pricing, I hope this is your reminder as to why you need to indefinitely divorce yourself from time. Sure, you will calculate how much time it takes you to deliver your productized offers, but that's never explicitly shared with your client. You're never talking about hours, you are only talking about the outcome. And that all comes up with the frame up. That all comes back to how you engage with the client, how they jump on a call with you, what they're coming to you for. If they in any way push back and say, hey, I want you on an hourly basis or whatnot, you can just let them know quite frankly and be like, hey, I appreciate you want to engage with me. That's actually not how my business operates, or that's not how my services are. If you would like to consider someone on an hourly basis, there are some platforms I can recommend you to, but you're actually better off saying no, because it's going to save you in the long run, hopefully 1 or 2 years worth of going in the wrong direction. That I went to myself. The sooner you can start packaging productized offers, again, the easier it is going to be for your business, the easier it is for you to start systemizing, getting consistency with your leads, getting consistent results for your clients, and just having a lifestyle that's like a lot more fluid and a lot easier to manage. I hope this one served you, my friend. I'll see you in the next one.